Good evening and welcome back. It's Matthew. Now the time is 8:35 p.m. here in the UK, 25th of the 2nd, 2017. Like I said in the other video, that I'm going to be now doing some searching on the charts, see what's going on with the sun this week and all of last week as well. So let's crack on and see what we can find. So have a great evening and respect to every single one of you, and also thank you for your kind emails and respected messages. So we're going to now head on and see what's going on with the charts. Here is the first Soho chart that I monitor on a big screen every evening to see what's going on. Again, we've got all that trash that's out there in space. I believe the sun is finished. It basically is. We're getting more of these black spots now. Here, 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 and here. At the beginning, we only had one here. There's something here as well. Can you see this? This line, this shadow. As I said before, the Nibiru system is coming from either side. There's celestial bodies that are out there. There's billions of them after Pluto. Planet Pluto, and after that there's billions of rogue planets just roaming around our outer solar system. Also this huge object, Nibiru, it's on an ecliptic orbit, and it's now heading our way. It really is. We're picking up some strange objects on the Mexico cams and other cams as well, zooming in and having a look. Now I've enhanced these images, and I will then produce them again on another video shortly. Just outstanding. There's trash coming from them as well. These are moving objects that are moving at billions of miles an hour in the sky. These black shadows are getting much, much bigger now. This is really getting serious, isn't it? I mean, look at the solar flares now, it's so much brighter as well. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the next chart. But respect to everybody. And I've said before as well, I'm just doing this to show people what I've seen in the past, and I have seen objects up there, and I just want to, it was a real eye-opener for me back in 2015. And again on the 25th of July 2016, summer, it was a real eye-opener. I've seen that heavenly body up there, that red planet. It was there, and it really shocked me. Me and my wife, we both stood there and watched it. And then it basically, the chemtrails covered it, and it was just a red haze. I mean, the thing is, it's illuminating. It's from all over the inner solar system. Red, it's doing all sorts of things now. This is it. This is real time now. This is time to think and plan. It really is. And I do this channel to basically hope that people will open their eyes and also realise it's the end times. We're in end times now. We really are. Because I'm watching the news media and they're just lying through their teeth every single day now, aren't they? I'll go to another chart now to see what's going on with that chart. This is a blue filtered chart as well. You can see the trash that's being pushed about from all sides of around the sun and things, and the sun is tilted as well, basically burning twice as hot. And we have seen some different changes. We've seen some changes to the weather patterns as well, very, very abrupt here in the UK. All coastlines are just basically very erratic right now. Our Earth is wobbling. It's wobbling and tilting. Very strange. I did see that square object on the screen there. Did you see that scope? Just down here. We'll see it again. Moving. Very strange. I've seen these square objects before. Very close to the sun. And it's going to shove itself again just in a minute. If you just look down here as it goes past, it jumps down here. So we are really in a bit of a chaotic situation now, aren't we? Because we're seeing all these red reflections coming from behind the clouds. They're still there. The sunrises look very strange as well. We're seeing some strange skies, and also the sun is cutting through their cairns and simulating that object. Everybody knows it's up there now. It's watching the channel and other channels as well. We all know what they're doing now. NASA is trying to fool us to thinking everything's okay. It's not, is it? It's absolutely crazy. We're in crazy situations. I'm hoping now that this object moves across the screen again. If it doesn't, please rewind the footage and you'll see this. But again, there's some really respectable people out there that have got channels and they're working very hard now to try and get the truth out there. Because we are not alone in this universe. We really are not alone. There's an object here. Can you see this? It's illuminating up. There are billions and billions of planets, just like Earth, bigger and smaller. And we just basically just need the truth, don't we? I'm hoping this object's going to come up on the screen. If it doesn't, I'll come back to it. That was crazy seeing that. Let's just see if it's just going to go back on the screen again. It's coming across here. Oh, It's gone across faster. Do you see that? They've speeded it up. Anyway, so we're going to go to another webcam now. A lot of people have seen that square-shaped object up there in the past. There's people that have done videos on it as well. You can see this, can't you? Did you see that there? The heavenly body that comes up here. Now, I've checked the solar system charts, and nothing should come up on this side here. A lot of planets come around this way. Something coming from this side. Anyway, so I'm going to go to another chart now. This is an updated chart, and also you can see the coronal holes and also the solar flares, or the activity that's bombing through there. You can see that, can't you? Now the thing is, so it is looking a mess now, isn't it? There's a huge coronal hole at the top there, and then a crack and a big, huge amount of missing parts of the sun. I mean, I believe it's dying. I know there's a huge problem out there as well. These solar flares are just basically pelting our Earth's magnetic field every single day. The magnetic field is weakening. It's proof of this. Scientists have already disclosed this as well. Many people still just don't want to open their ears to it and listen to the truth. But all of us, the Nibiru community and other communities, we all know. We're fully open to this now. We all know what's going on, don't we? You know? So I respect all of you. I really do. And I know you're watching the channel and everything. It's so good that we're all standing together with this. So I'm going to go to another image now. Here's another image with a different filter on it from the Soho cam. It's just a bit clearer. You can see basically this large crack on the screen. I mean, this darkness here, and also these solar flares. I mean, the thing is, so basically, it's getting to a point now, isn't it? The sun is in trouble. I mean, we haven't ever had it like this before. And it's all down to Nemesis. The sun's evil twin, the Death Star. The brown dwarf. It's with our sun now. It's heading towards our way shortly as well. We'll see it on the horizon. And again, as I said before, don't believe government lies, media. I mean, please don't. It's getting to a point now that people are waking up all over the world now to knowing that it's got to a stage now that they've played their games far too long now, hiding the truth, lying to the public. They've been doing it for years. They've got professional with it. But us now, the public have got professional with starting to wake up to it now, you know? So things are really changing out there, and it's so important to get the message across. I'm going to go to another image for you guys now. Here's a short video of these solar flares. I mean, look at the size of them. This is a moving video from the Soho cam. And basically, we're in trouble, aren't we? Because look at the amount of trash that's being pushed about out there as well. Just absolutely amazing to see this. See the heavenly body going past on the left-hand side. The thing is, so basically, the more we see this now, the more we're starting to open our eyes, aren't we? The more we see the horizons and these strange clouds in front of our sun on the horizons. These HARP-controlled clouds as well, that's covering everything so we don't get to see anything. There's so many comets that are up there as well. Behind the sun, beside the sun. Flying about everywhere. We're all tucked up in bed, as I said before, and we're just not noticing this, aren't we? Because the chem planes and turbine engines are very quiet up there. Spraying our skies every day, early hours in the morning, right through the day, so in the middle of the night. So we just look up at the skies and we just see clouds and we think, oh yeah, it's just a cloudy day, but it's not. It certainly isn't. As I said before, these huge asteroids up there as well that have been knocked out of the Kuiper belt. There are very big ones that are heading our way as well. We really got to start thinking about this. There's objects up there that's mind-blowing. They're absolutely mind-blowing. I'm going to go to another short video for you to show you these situations. You can see that kind of heavy body from the left-hand side there. What is that? Very strange things. I mean, the thing is, as I said before, just being observant, just being myself, and you subscribers, just being ourselves, and just carrying on to see what we can find. And I think that's the only way, isn't it? Anyway, to another object, to another video. Here's another short piece of footage of huge solar flares. I mean, look, there's another heavenly body that's up there as well. You could see that, couldn't you? Just amazing, isn't it? What we can see up there as well. I mean, the thing is, these flares are huge, aren't they? And they could take 8 minutes to get to our Earth. Earth has been battered by these solar flares for many years, a long, long time now. So it's not surprising that the magnetic field of our Mother Earth is weakening. And it proves it, these chemtrails. And also, there's some strange things that are going on in the military. Hard at work, aren't they, playing this game, hide and seek. So we have just got to work it out for ourselves, haven't we, really? See what's going on. These videos are very powerful, aren't they, to see what's going on up there. Super huge, billions of miles long solar flares. I'm going to go to another image now. I mean, look at this image as well. This is another piece of footage from the solar cam. I mean, look at it. It's blasting everything off the sun. There's bits flying everywhere, isn't it? It's getting worse, isn't it? Come on, we all need to see these images, don't we? As much as possible, because our sun is basically in a real terrible way right now. Huge amounts of plasma that's coming off it. We're being attacked by this every single day. Huge fireballs as well that's coming off the sun. Being thrown around in our orbit, thrown around by the parts of the inner solar outer solar system. A long time ago, Jupiter got hit by huge asteroids. I mean, in a way, it's good to have that Jupiter's there because it stops a lot of the huge amounts of big sized particles of trash that are stopping it from heading our way. But there's too many of these huge asteroids now slipping through the nets and they're heading our way. NASA are trying to send rockets up there to try and destroy them and move them out the way of things. I mean, rockets, and look at the size of the rockets compared to these asteroids. It's absolutely horrendous what they're trying to do, isn't it? So, I mean, the thing is, the sun is just in a really bad way, isn't it, right now? It's very stressed out right now. I'm going to go to another image for you. Here's a short video as well, the sunspots. This is just a diagram video first, and just the amount of sunspots are basically pointing towards us now. And also these huge flares again. Also you can see the different sort of lenses in there. Filters are used as well to check the flares, and just outstanding amount of trash is being pulled through towards our Earth. Again, this trash is getting worse. So much of it now it's basically being thrown all over the place. So I'm going to go to another image now. Fantastic graphic details there. This is done by using a special lens as well, the Soho cam. Again, you can see the amount of energy that's being pumped out of the sun with all these solar flares. It's just spectacular to see this, isn't it? I mean, the amount of pasting the Earth gets with all these huge CME events. I'm going to go to a different chart for you now to see what the charts say. These are called post-flare loops, solar flare loops. In the hour following a solar flare, we often see a series of loops above the surface of the sun. These loops are best seen when viewed in the light emitted by hydrogen in the red region of the solar spectrum, H-alpha emission. The loops shown to the left formed after an active region as at AR7205 flare, June 26, 2016. Time-lapse movies. How material contests out of the sun's hot corona in the tops of these loops and then flows down to the legs of the loops onto the surface. Within the magnetic confines of these loops, the material is somewhat isolated from the million-degree corona and can cool to much lower temperatures. These particular loops are of interest because they include a set of bent-over loops that figure prominently in the theoretical models from some flares. So these loops are billions of miles long. Very, very powerful. Very powerful. And I'm going to show you another chart of these loops as well. Hold on. Also on this image here, the velocity of the material flowing in these loops can be determined using the Doppler effect. The light from the material moving towards us is shifting towards the blue end of the spectrum, while light from the material moving away from us is shifting towards the red end. And the image at the left shows the Doppler shift of the H-alpha emission. This information can be used with the observation motion of the material to determine the three-dimensional flow of material within these loops. We find that the loops from the arcade are series placed one another in the form tunnel-like structure, and the bent over loop thread through the arcade with footprints on the opposite side, on the opposite ends. So basically, Just a diagram showing you that there's a lot of activity going up there as well, and they're keeping an eye on it because it's very dangerous up there, and we're observing the sun all the time now. So I'm going to go to another chart now. Here is an image here of a magnetic clouds, solar wind features. Magnetic clouds are produced in the solar wind when solar eruptions, flares, coronal mass ejections carry material of the sun along with embedded magnetic fields. These magnetic clouds can be detected in the solar wind through observations of the solar wind characteristics, wind speed, density, and magnetic field strength and direction. Also, with the binary twin nemesis, Nibiru, it's causing a lot of problems up there with our sun. The huge magnetic poles as well. It's been causing problems with our Earth, and it's just now we are starting to get some serious problems with the situation. I'm going to go to another image for you now. Solar winds variations. The solar wind is not uniform, although it is always directed away from the sun. It changes speed and carries with it magnetic clouds. Interacting regions where high-speed wind catches up with low-speed winds, with competitions and also variations. Now the thing is, the solar wind speed is high, 800 kilometers over coronal holes, and low at 300 kilometers over streamers. These high and low speeds streamers interact with each other and alternatively pass by the Earth as the sun rotates. These wind speed variations buffet the Earth's magnetic field and can produce storms in the Earth's magnetosphere, which can cause problems with our atmosphere. Now, this is happening every day, so Earth is getting a true battering by these solar flares and also the winds that carry the flares across. So I'm going to go to another chart. The transition region of the sun. The transition region is a thin and very irregular layer of the sun's atmosphere that separates the hot corona from much cooler chromosphere. Heat flows down from the corona into the chromosphere, and in the process produces a thin region where the temperature changes rapidly from 1 million Celsius to 1,800,000 Fahrenheit, down to about 20,000 Celsius to 40,000 Fahrenheit. Hydrogen is ionized, stripped of this electron. At these temperatures, and is therefore difficult to see, instead of hydrogen, the light emitted by the transition region is dominated by such ions as C5 and CO5 and Si5, carbon, oxygen and silicon, each with 3 electrons stripped off. These ions emit light in the ultraviolet region of the solar spectrum that is only accessible from space. The transition region has been studied from space using instruments on the several spacecraft, including the Solar Maximum mission and the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. The transition region of the Coronal Explorer TRACE mission is now actively acquiring data on the structure of dynamics of the transition region. The images to the left are from the SUMA instrument on the SOHO mission. The top image is emissions, which you can see here on the screen, from carbon-5 at temperatures of about 100,000 Celsius. Now this image here is showing the image emission from sulfur-5 at temperatures about 200 Celsius. You can see here 4 panels, and to the left shows an example of these magnetic field calculations. Panel A contains an image of the sun's corona obtained by Scott ray telescopes on the Yoko spacecraft. It shows an interconnecting system of hot coronal loops within and between 2 active regions on opposite sides of the sun's equator. Panel B, to the right there, shows the line of sight magnetic measurements with positive fields in white and negatives fields in black. Panel C shows 3D magnetic fields and lines from the magnetical extrapolation of entire regions. For only selected fields, lines are displayed. These lines are in good agreement with the observed panel A structures, but with some noticeable expectations. Panel B shows a view of these field lines from the side. So they are keeping an eye on our sun. It's getting much more stronger. Each day passes, we're getting much more huge solar flares. And also as well, by checking the charts for over 2 years, just keep going back to them, looking, the sun's been getting more erratic every single time. And it's got to a point now, the government needs to say something now, because these heavenly bodies are here with the sun now, around all the stars, causing so much trouble now to our sun. It's giving up, isn't it? The outstanding problem is our lack of understanding about how the sun chooses different fields to populate with hot coronal plasma. The MSFC solar astronomer, Dr. Alan Gary, has divided a program that wraps each selected field line with a tube of plasma and then compares an image containing the tube with X-ray observations to determine the density of the plasma. The set of tubes that best match the observations are shown on the right side of the screen there. These observations have been basically computer animated to show you the size of these solar activities, and also the observations of the image of the variable density. Tubes are shown on these screens. So basically the three-dimensional loops are shown on the right and the original screen from Soho Cams on the left. So they just work out the size of these flares using 3D imagery and also 4D. So basically they really are, scientists are getting worried about this now, aren't they? And just got to keep our eyes to the charts as well. The surface flows as well, sun's surface and flowing. The surface of the sun is in constant motion due to the presence of several velocity components. These components include radiation, cellular convection, oscillations, and meridian flow. These large velocity signals is due to the solar radiation with an equatorial velocity of 2000 ms. Now, the thing is, the surface flow is getting stronger, a lot stronger than it has been in hundreds of years. Now, they don't tell you any of this, do they, on news media or anything, so we've got to work out our own sort of research to get the right details of what's going on up there. And it is quite scary, really. You know? It's quite worrying because looking on these this information charts, it's just basically outstanding how what's going on up there, you know. So I'm going to go to another image now. The solar dynamo. It is widely believed that the sun's magnetic field is generated by the magnetic dynamo of the sun. The fact that the sun's magnetic field changes dramatically over the course of just a few years, and the fact that it changes its cycle manner, indicates that the magnetic field continues to be generated with the sun. A successful model. Again, the successful model of the solar dynamo must explain several observations. The 11-year period of the sunspot cycle, the equator drift of the active latitude, is seen by the butterfly diagram. Hale's polarity law and the 22nd year magnetic cycle. Joy's law for the observation tilt of the sunspots. Groups as 5. The reversal of the polar magnetic fields near the time of cycle maximum is seen in the magnetic butterfly diagram on the screen. Here's another observation you see, so I'm going to go to another image for you. This diagram here is the interface dynamo. The early models of the sun's magnetic dynamo worked on the idea that the dynamo activity occurs throughout the entire convection zone. It was soon realized, however, that the magnetic fields within the convection zone would rapidly rise to the surface and wouldn't have enough time to experience either the alpha or the omega effect. Since a magnetic field exerts a pressure on its surroundings, regions of the magnetic field should push aside the surrounding gas and make a bubble that would continue to rise all the way to the surface. The buoyancy is not produced in a stable layer below the convection zone. Within the radioactive zone, the magnetic bubble would rise only to a short distance before it would find itself just as dense as its surroundings. This leads to the idea that the sun's magnetic field is being produced in the interface layer within the radioactive zone and the conventional zone. This interface layer is also a place where we find rapid changes in rotation rate as we look inwards or outwards across it. Again, these solar flares as well get very, very huge. Also, the interface is changing. The sun is changing. So basically, also a lot of stress to the sun now because the sun is burning so much harder now. I'm going to go to another image. Here again on this chart is the meridian lines. The meridian lines from the equator towards the poles of the surface of from the poles to the equator below the surface must also play an important role in the sun's magnetic dynamo. At the surface flow is a slow 20 ms, 40 miles per hour, but the return flow towards the equator inside the sun, where the density is much higher, must be much slower. Still, 1 to 2 ms, that's 2 to 4 miles an hour. This slow return flow would carry material from the mid-altitudes to the equator in about 11 years. This rate of flow is very similar to that of the sunspot activity bands seen in the sunspot butterfly diagram here on the screen. The magnetic butterfly diagram also shows a weak surface field being carried towards the poles by the meridian flow of the surface. The strength of the structure of the meridian flow varies substantially over the course of each sunspot cycle from the sunspot cycle to the next. And also, this suggests that there are variations in the meridian circulation are a source of variations in the sunspot amplitudes, neither of the differential rotations of the Inca effect nor the convective motions. One source of the alpha effect, the source of the diffraction, vary as much. So again, these are lots of complications coming from the sun, and to keep in mind the information charts, making sure that there's because the thing is that there's so much activity going on up there, as I said before, the sun. Earth is dodging the sun like the seeing is like bullets. I mean, every single day we're dodging them now, so it's only a matter of time. I'm going to go to a different chart now. This chart is the heliosphere. The heliosphere is a bubble in space produced by the solar wind. Although electronically neutral, natural atoms from the interstellar space can penetrate this bubble. Virtually all of the material of the heliosphere emanates from the sun itself. The solar wind streams off the sun in a direction and speeds of several hundred kilometers, about 1 million miles an hour, in the Earth's vicinity. At some distance from the sun, well beyond the orbit of Pluto, this supersonic wind must slow down to meet the gases of the interstellar medium. It must first pass through a shock of termination shock to become subsonic. It then slows down and gets around to the direction of the ambient flow of the interstellar medium to form a comet-like tail behind the sun. This subsonic flow region is called the halo sheath, the outer surface of the halo sheath where the atmosphere meets the interstellar medium. It is called the helopause. Again, this information is new to me and other people as well, but basically it's just spectacular to realise what's going on up there. You see, they don't tell us this, do they? So, anyway, I'm going to go now, so I'm going to be back again to show you more webcams. And have a great evening and weekend. And I'll be back again, as I said, tomorrow. So take care.